Welcome back to the final game of FOF Esports' regular season for the Mythic League. Team Udyr on the blue side versus Ruby's Light Up Sketchers on the red side. While it is unfortunate that this will be RLS's last game of the season, for they are the last place team of the series, they're looking to make this a good one. My name is Whirler, and you know his name. We have Asim with us for our last game of regular season. Take it away, Asim.
I'm excited for this one. I don't know. Are we allowed to explain what's happening behind the scenes here?
I wouldn't.
All right. Well, let's just say there's some interesting things happening behind the scenes on RLS's side. This is going to be a fun game. I think Udyr has mentioned they were going to try pretty hard in this game. They want to give RLS a real fight in this last game, but RLS already being out of playoffs, being their last game, I think they're just going to have some fun with it. They're going to do some fun stuff, take some fun picks. See what they end up doing. Bans look pretty standard. Obviously, taking away Tristana, Echo, Orianna. Makes a lot of sense. Big Toy plays a lot of Orianna. They're going to take the Silas instead. He's also been playing that a decent amount. Echo for Soximus and Tristana for Photograph. Obviously makes sense. The other side, Hecarim ban's kind of weird. Hecarim's not super good right now, but whatever. Maybe he's better on this patch. I haven't seen much of the information with the new buffs to Divine Sunder and Trinity Force or Black Cleaver. Cho'Gath ban makes sense. We've seen a decent amount of it from RLS. I think it's, pretty good pick still right now. And the Morg ban, obviously, one of those premier support, top, mid, jungle flex picks. You can put it wherever, basically, and it's a really good pick, even with the jungle nerfs. We are seeing the first pick Lilia, though, from Udyr, which is a little risky. I mean, I know Soximus is really comfortable on Lilia. It's one of his favorite champions to play, and he really has played it a lot. He looks really good on it a lot of the time, but I'm a little worried because it is pretty exploitable, and we are going to see the response of the Seraphine, which is, again, one of those really, really strong champions of this patch. So we'll see where they put it, mid-top or mid-bot support.
They do lock in the Fiddlesticks for Ruby's Light Up Sketchers jungle.
This is what I'm here for. All right, Fiddlesticks. This is where I draw the line, and RLS is now. I want them to win this game so much. Fiddlesticks is insane. He some reason wasn't nerfed in 11-11, but he's still absolutely nuts. Champion's crazy, crazy good. I mean, I don't know. Hungry Soldier has apparently played it a decent amount, so he's supposedly comfortable on it, and we'll see how it looks. But I'm excited to see it because I think we haven't seen it really in this season, and a lot of junglers aren't really willing to play it. So we'll see if they can make it work.
We do have the Vladimir coming out with the Blitzcrank for Team Udyr. Those are picks Vlad is a pick I haven't seen in this tournament yet.
So this is a little scary for RLS. Big Twig is a Vladimir one-trick, and he has not gotten Vladimir the entire season. Not a single team has not banned Vladimir in the first round against him, I'm pretty sure. This is his first time ever getting it this entire season. And if I were RLS, I'd be scared because, I mean, he is so much better at Vladimir than he is at pretty much any other champion. He has 500 games on Vladimir compared to everything else.
Scared, I don't think he is, as he picks a Kali into the Vladimir. It's a nice answer.
Look, we said they're having fun with it, okay? Picking the lanes is just part of the fun.
I am with it. I am fully with it.
And to be clear, this is a losing lane. This is probably one of the hardest losing lanes to Vladimir in the game. You basically can't do anything. He'll out-sustain you. You can't all-in him because he'll just pull all your damage.
Yep.
He actually just, you just can't do anything. You'll get poked out. You probably have to take Fleet or even just take, Electrocute and hope you can go bot lane, but I think you probably just take Fleet and hope to sustain through it and look for picks on stuff like Lilia that you can actually go on.
Yeah.
I'm concerned, though, because RLS's draft is very susceptible to this Vladimir. All of their champions can get pretty easily dove. Fiddlesticks is one of those champions that can kind of do something about it because he does have that instant CC, can silence and fear the Vladimir when he goes in, but again, he has to get that off before the pool happens or else he can't even target him and really has to mitigate that damage for his team. So we'll see how effectively they're able to peel for him, but otherwise this can be pretty scary. And the Blitzcrank also has a lot of responsibility here to silence him when he dives into the backline, preventing them from just blowing up the Seraphine.
And a lot of respect bans for Photograph here. We're taking out the Lucian and the Draven away from him. It's going to be Senna and Evelyn.
I'm glad to see them banning away stuff from Photograph. I think that the Lucian and Draven definitely think he's comfortable on. And as you mentioned, with the Blitzcrank needing to be able to get that silence off to really stop the Seraphine and the Fiddlesticks from blowing up their backline too much, I think that realistically, Seraphine's not going to get huge ults off on this time team composition because they're not going to be super grouped. And so stuff like the Draven definitely wants to play that sort of front-to-back style where you're actually... I guess Lucian can play more skirmish-heavy style, but Draven really wants to play either front-to-back or diving. And I think that in this situation, picking up something like the Tristana, which has been banned, would have been nice for them. So now Photograph's pretty pinched on AD carries for this kind of composition. There's very little stuff left that's going to be safe against a Fiddlesticks and an Akali. And with the Vladimir wanting to dive on in, and the Lilia really wanting to be able to just kind of run around the fight and not just have to tank damage, he needs to pick something that's going to be able to be safe and mobile in these games. So we'll see looks for maybe something like an Ezreal or like even a Xayah, but I don't think that Xayah is super good right now, so we'll have to see what he opts into.
Would be good for Kai'Sa too, I would say. Kai'Sa would also be a good answer to that as well, as it is going to be Wukong picked for Team Udyr. Let's see how they round this out with an AD carry.
Yeah, the concerning thing for Kai'Sa here is they're blinding it, so they actually probably want to pick something a little safer on the blind pick here because they haven't shown AD carry on RLS's side yet, and it looks like
I did mean for RLS, but continue.
Okay, for RLS, I think it's sort of the same situation, right? You don't need blinding or AD carry as Kai'Sa here, and Udyr does pick up the Kai'Sa on their side instead. So we'll see what RLS picks. I think I'd like to see something like the Kog'Maw come out here, with the Darius being able to front line the Ezreal. I don't know how I feel it's RLS composition. It's very, very dependent on them outplaying Udyr. It's pretty skill intensive. I think the Ezreal's gonna have a really hard time having an impact in this game unless he's able to really play perfectly and land all of the skill shots on all these really mobile champions like the Kai'Sa and the Wukong. And Akali has a similar job to do, right? She actually has to be able to land everything, hit that E on these really crucial targets like the Kai'Sa, like the Vlad if he has no pool, and like the Lilia. And unless they're able to really pass those skill checks, their composition really doesn't have enough damage to get through all of this because Vladimir can just be that huge late game hyper carry, and I don't think they have any way to really just one-shot him or consistently kill him if he gets into their backline outside of just a really, really fortunate Darius getting 5 stacks on him or something, which isn't realistic in most fights.
Right. I could not have said it better myself. I'm going to go with the narrative on this one. I really, really, really want to see RLS take this game despite all the odds stacked against them. I feel like it would be a great way to end off the regular season. I feel like they can do it. I mean, they can win. They're on the board, so maybe they can pull it out for this one.
Yeah, I will have to see. It is really just a skill check for them. They are playing into this really heavy dive composition, although it's sort of catch with the Blitzcrank as well, and they have to outplay. They have to dodge all this stuff. They have to dodge Blitzcrank hooks, they have to dodge the Lilia E's and the Kai'Sa W's, and they've also got to really put out all that damage that's also skill shot dependent. In addition to it's having all these squishies that need to stay alive. So, I want to see them pull it off because this is like the one thing they could do that would really give me a lot of faith, right, in these players going forward, is just like playing a super skill intensive comp and winning with it.
Alrighty. Definitely excited to see how this one goes. It's going to be the final game of regular season, and we are in it to win it, ladies and gentlemen. We got a Blitzcrank going up in the mid lane with his squad. Udyr versus RLS. Seeing the Akali is spotted out. Is not spotted out. Ooh, interesting. As he is, or Antunes is going to walk up, get the hook. Maybe it's going to be enough. Gets the hook onto the Akali, forces the flat. Isn't going to get one shot. She's going to make it out with her life. Is going to expend a summoner spell for it though. Good on the Blitzcrank. Oh, amazing start to the game already.
Yeah, and we should mention again, Udyr did get a lot of these comfort picks for themselves. We kind of talked about the Vladimir for Big Twig in the mid lane already being his best champion, but on top of that, Antunes really known for these hook supports, the Thresh and the Blitzcrank. His Blitzcrank has been really consistent. He hits all of these hooks all over the place. And again, Soxmus getting the Lilia as well. So, I mean, they are really playing to win here. They got all the champions they want to play here. Bob Jones and the Wukong is a little bit unusual to me. I don't know how much he plays this pick, but I imagine it's not too awful, especially in something with Darius is probably a playable matchup. So I think they really need to just play on the spot side where Photograph's on the Kai'Sa, finding these picks to the Blitzcrank, and Big Twitch needs to scale up. And I really, really hope they can find something on mid lane for RLS's side, because if they don't find something to kill Big Twig early on, he's going to get way out of control, and they're never going to be able to kill him with the Akali.
We all know Bob Jones, fan favorite of the tournament. It's going to be a top side leash for the blue side and a bot side leash inversely. It's going to be one heck of a game start already with a burned Akali flash to start. I don't know how to feel too much about that. Lilia probably doesn't have the best answers to it, so maybe Akali is a little safer than we'd expect. It's already a third of the way back, so it's pretty much best case scenario to be expended at the beginning of the match rather than during lane. See how that goes. Good trades coming in the top lane, getting some damage onto the Darius. Isn't going to be enough to start too much. Does miss the E. Both of them hit level 2. Bot lane, not too much going on. Just throwing W's out. throwing some damage out.
Ooh, this is
We got a
scary.
level 2 situation here. Is going to be the E-pop for MK Strom, but it isn't going to be
Guardian
enough to do too much
alive.
out of that. It does get hooked in. Jack Xander isn't going to go out, just blowing his flash and tail between his legs.
Yeah, and it looks like mid lane is essentially over. I think Burbs is or Real has pretty much just lost the lane at this point. He's already to level 3, and he hasn't been able to put any pressure onto this Vladimir. And really, the opportunity to do that is
Ooh, good hook from the Blitzcrank is going to get Jack Xander into some trouble. He's going to be walking out of this one. Photograph might be taking this one to the bank. He's super dead, and it's going to be Soximus helping him out on that. Going to chip in on that first blood, take some of that gold, and we're off to a 400 gold lead start in the bot lane.
I don't think Antunes has missed a hook this game. I'm pretty sure he just landed every single one, and this is why he doesn't usually do the Blitzcrank or the Thresh here, because he does just hit all of the hooks.
Bob Jones laying down the hammer on this Darius, taking him very, very low already. This is going to be responded to. Fiddle is up there, not creating pressure just yet, hasn't shown quite yet, but Bob Jones could be in a world of hurt if Darius TPs on this, and Fiddle responds. We'll see how that one goes in the top lane. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, a couple trades going here and there. Good E onto the Vladimir, but Bob Jones is going to get pulled in. Doesn't have the W to really get out of this one. Isn't going to be responded to as well.
He missed the TP, though. It ends up just being his TP traded back, and you're going to go even on TPs in the top lane, so it's not too bad for him.
Not terrible. Mid lane, a little bit even on the trade side. Vladimir bumming the CS out with a 10 CS lead already. You love to see it if you like Big Twig. Burbs aren't real. Is in a little bit of a hurt here. Antunes has come back. Oh, you got no flash. You got no reason to be here. Backing him off the wave. Vlad's going to push him on the tower.
He might lose this whole wave.
Be
So walk
here.
up to Antunes.
We'll see how Jack Xander and MK Strom respond to the solo Kaisa. Not really too much going on here. Going to miss some skill shots.
Ezreal Seraphine have so little pressure to actually kill her in this lane, even if they're alone. So, I mean, Antunes will be able to get this room for free because Ezreal is so little pressure right now, and it ends up resulting in Burbs aren't real just being so far behind in this lane. Big Twig is both out sustaining him and out damaging at this point, and he should just win trades super easily by pressing Q. He doesn't even have to do anything.
It's looking pretty grim. Antunes back again.
He's back.
Burbs aren't real. Burbs aren't real is going to be going on this one. Is going to pop the ulti, but isn't going to matter. I think that was his E, actually. He's level 5. Isn't going to be too much, though. He's going to go down. He's going to have to expend that TP. Good on Antunes, keeping the pressure in the mid lane, responding to that early flash from the beginning of the game.
That's just going to be solo in the top lane.
Which is the basketball player, and it's going to be Bob Jones taking the 1v1 in the top lane. Good auto attack coming out of him.
This is something I wanted to talk about earlier, right before this happened, actually, is that this matchup, the Wukong into the Darius, is actually one that, the more I think about it, the more it really seems like Wukong should have all the tools to outplay this. With oh my god, Antunes!
Antunes with the hands, and he's pumping them out too. Jack Xander just got back to lane, and he's going to get sent right back to it as well.
Nice step out of Q, I think he's dead either way.
Good flash coming out from Pengu Soldier is going to get photographed down as well. Bust his flash too is going to be a 1-for-1 in the bot lane.
I think Photograph shouldn't have flashed there. There was no way he was getting out, but it's still all right. They end up getting the kill, so it could have been worse for them, and it ends up being 1-1. RLS definitely likes that trade, though. To mention back what we were talking about in the top lane, though, Wukong having the W to dodge out on the Darius Q, we saw it happen right there.
Hold just a minute. We might be in a world of hurt.
Oh, he missed the first hook. It's over.
Oh, no. He was landing them all, but he got a flash out of this one, so I think he'll be okay with that trade.
All right, so on the top side, when Darius goes for that Q trade onto Wukong, he can W forward into the center of it to avoid the full damage and healing on it. And then he takes a trade from that point onwards, even with the bleed stacks, it looks like he just straight wins out. So I think if he's able to hold that W for the Darius Q like he did in that last trade, he pretty much just should win the all-in all the time as far as I can tell. And I imagine that's why he doesn't probably like this matchup. On the other side of things, in the mid lane, to kind of mention what we were talking about before, is that Akali really needed to win these early levels, and because she wasn't, Antunes coming up ended up being really bad for him, and he fell even further behind. But once Vlad levels up pool for the first time, you can't play the lane anymore, because landing E does nothing at that point, and he'll always pull it when you go in on it. But earlier than that, there's some chance if you take E at level 2 or something that you can get an all-in.
And they are doing the dragon in the bot lane. Antunes up in the top lane. Akali can't really stop them. It's going to be Antunes knocking him up. Darius is going to be going down again.
Bob just everywhere.
Bob Jones stopping a little bit to disrespect it, but it's going to be Vlad in the bot lane. Just pop the ulti on them. It's going to be massive amounts of damage. Burbs aren't real coming in with the Shroud. Seraphine's going down to Big Twig. Burbs aren't real is going to be out of the Shroud. Shroud's going to go down. Photograph's going to pick him up. MK Strom is now in the
and Bob Jones here for the dive.
with the TP. Cyclone is going to be Kaisa ulting in on them. They're in a world of hurt. Big Twig going to one-shot the Ezreal. That's going to be a 4-0 trade in the bottom lane. And Darius going down to an unofficial ace, if you will.
They're already dead. Come on. They're not even going to have... This is their last game. They're not going to get into playoffs. Why you got to do them like this?
Oh my goodness, it's a mop. Get the mop, because we're sweeping the floor with these guys today. Team Udyr being the #1 team against RLS, not #1 team, #2 team against RLS, who are at the bottom of the tier. They don't want to even give them a shot, not even a chance. They are actually just stomping them like it's nobody's business.
I mean, in Udyr's defense here, this game is relevant for their seeding. Winning this game locks them in for second place in the overall standings. So I can see why they want to win it, but at the same time, like, you know, give them a break. Give them a chance, all right?
I think it's the funniest thing in the world that as all of that's happening down in the bot lane, it's the solo Blitzcrank top farming it out.
Yeah, you know, Antunes just, he's realized his role in this game is actually not to be the support, but in fact to be the carry.
Hook's going to go wide a little bit. We're having fun with this one. Burbs aren't real is going to be taking the trade here. It's going to be coming out on top of that trade, though.
He presses Q once he's fully free. There we go.
Yep, you called it. That's going to be it for that trade. Vlad's going to win out on that one every time. Bob Jones jumping in on Return to Monkey. Return to Monkey.
There, and again, he needs to get the healing off, except on the clone, I guess. Actually, that is something worth noting, is that the clone does still heal him off the Q, so it doesn't get the full mitigation you get from a standard dashing into a Darius Q or something. But either way, not getting hit by it's pretty meaningful. And he has pull for this. They can't go on the E. It's still impossible to play this lane for Akali. And Vladimir is scaling super, super well.
Antunes. He wants it. He's going to get the silence onto the Ezreal. Isn't going to be
Oh my god.
He said, you're coming with me. And Antunes and Photograph are going to take another kill. And that's going to be
relax, man. Like, why?
Oh my god, Darius, I don't know if you wanted to do that. He pulled Monkey right in, but Monkey's going to be taking Monkey down. It's Monkey on Monkey action, and he's not going to die to the tower either. Ulti from the Kaisa is going to be taking down the Singer. Singer's going to be going down herself. It's 12-1 right now, and we got 4 plates to spare in this bot lane.
You know, I know I said that I didn't want to see any more FFs today. But
Burbs aren't real doesn't even have a chance with Dun. Do we even have to say anything? He's going to be going down. Not even to the ulti. Flash from Lilia is going to trade this a little bit. Is going to be going down. Fiddlesticks isn't even going to have a chance. Soximus and Bob Jones dominating the top lane. Big Twig dominating the mid lane. And Photograph and Antunes, well, I mean, come on.
Yeah, so I said I didn't want to see any more FFs today. I wouldn't be mad at RLS for FFing this game. This is pretty one-sided. It looks like there's basically no coming back for them. They're just getting stomped into the ground over and over by Udyr here. And, I mean, it's a little depressing to watch, I'm not going to lie. I guess the very most, I'm hoping for maybe some fun plays, like a crazy Fiddlesticks ultimate to turn things around, but they're so far behind. This Vladimir is already on a 9-stack Dark Seal and Proto Belt. I imagine he's going to rush to the Medjais here just to get that Mythic passive as well, as he's already on the 9-stack Dark Seal. And we could see potentially 3 Medjais coming out in this game if Kaisa opts into it even. She can do it with the AP scaling she has if she's able to go for it early, but I imagine we won't see anything that crazy. So we could just have 2 Medjais on the Lily and the Vladimir.
Antunes finding the Darius. He's caught out a little bit. Bob Jones going to be coming in here. No Cyclone to be used. Return to Monkey is going to get a little bit of a heal off that, but the hook right back in. Return to Monkey is going to get knocked up and taken out. Woo!
It is
and in the lane, Big Twig one-shotting MK Strom a little bit. So much damage, ADC. Lol. We got Big Twig walking out of that one with a clean trade. Good flash. Oh my Ezreal's going to be going down. Good charm from the Seraphine. Seraphine's going to take down Antunes. Cyclone from the back. Going to force Seraphine to flash forward. Pengu Soldier off to the side with the ultimate. Woo! With the ulti almost taken out. Big Twig gonna have to flash out of that one to make it out alive. Bob Jones in the background, he's auto attacking that CS like it's no one's business, zoning out the Seraphine. Not gonna be too much after that. That's gonna be so many summoners, so many ultis, and a lot of blood.
Actually quite close. I think if Akali lands that R2, she kills 2. But unfortunately not quite able to get in range, and that Fiddlesticks ult was pretty off the mark, didn't end up actually hitting anyone. So they can't quite clean it up, and again, Udyr is continuing to stomp this game. Unfortunately, I guess I don't have to really complain about the fact that Antunes died there, because Photograph already griefed by not getting the perfect game off that death in the bot lane early on. So it will not be a perfect game. They have 16-2, but
Angu
Maybe
gonna
they can
get
at
the
least have no more.
silence, and the
Oh,
flash.
Photograph might have died again.
His photograph's gonna be going down, ulting. He
Oh,
has
nice
the,
little
he
flash.
might be alive here. Big Twig coming in with the damage, gonna kill. Oh my God, both of them without even a trace.
Meanwhile,
And,
the Turtle Dragon going over for free, so that's just 2 Drakes right there. I mean, like, as I said, I think RLS might not even actually they might even not get an opportunity to FF this game as it's going. They might end before 15.
I would have to assume so. I'm not too sure how likely that'll be, but they're really fighting and they're really losing. Ezreal going down once again. Big Twig doing some trades in the mid lane. Antunes coming around. Let's see what he can do here. Flash, or not Flash, hook on the minion is going to get it. He's going to pick it up. That's going to be a minion kill for the Vladimir.
I feel like whenever I'm watching Antunes Blitzcrank, his hook range is just longer than every other one else Blitzcrank. I don't know what it is. It just looks longer, wider. The hitbox is bigger. He's just, you can't give him these champions, man. He just hits every hook, and that looked like it was going to hit based on the prior hitboxes he had gotten. So
it was very close. Burbs aren't real, lucking out on that hitbox right there as he does make it out with unscathed. Pressure coming out from Jaxander to stop one recall, but doesn't stop the other. They're going to be pushing up mid lane. We're going to be ARAM in this one. We're going to be ARAM in this one. Could we get the hook? Oh, he stops both recalls. Jaxander's really annoying them with this one. Careful. Blitzcrank's got the hands, and he's not afraid to use it. Are they going to go for this one? No ulti, but he does get off the Jaxander. Jaxander's going to be going down. Photograph. Ult again to take that one. Not ult, but just walking in casually, rather. Doesn't have the ulti quite yet. Big Twig walking up. Isn't going to be too much. They're going to get out of this one alive.
Antunes Blitzcrank highlight reel. I mean, like, I think he's missed like 3 hooks that I've seen the entire game, and every single time he hits the hook, it's just a kill. So,
hey man, the playmaker champion's making plays. What can we say? Soximus going to get caught out here, fleeing, and he's going to be eaten by the Darius. He's going to go down to the dunk, but inversely,
no, the Magi stacks.
Wanting the Ezreal. Ezreal is going to be going down. Burbs aren't real. Might have to E backwards for this one, but I don't think he's going to go for it. Kaisa is just getting her ulti off cooldown. Might be able to start something. They are grouped. They are headed bot lane. Bob Jones could be caught out here. Xander does have the ulti.
He could 1v3 if he actually plays correctly.
Cyclone onto 3 does a little bit of damage to Return to Monkey. Gets the second one off. Return to Monkey is going to be going down. He is going to come in. Whoa, Kaisa coming in with the damage. Easy double kills for her. The Collector really showing that one, giving 25 gold apiece. Antunes walking in, running it down. Going to be
comes the hook.
Going to go on to Jaxander. Jaxander's going to go down to the ulti. More silences to go around. Photograph's going to be picking up a third kill.
It's 15 minutes, and they're TPing in to take bot inhib. This could just be the game if they really want it to be. I mean, like,
good. MK Strom's going to go down as well, and that's an ace 15 minutes into the game.
Okay, so Akali's up here and Seraphine's up here. They have 10 seconds. I guess Darius is also up, so they're going to get inhib here. They probably, in a real game, shouldn't take this inhib because they're so ludicrously far ahead. They could probably look to even end off taking the inhib. So,
wow. It is going to do a little bit of damage here. Going to take 2.5 and going to get out full HP. They're going to take an inhib and they're going to walk it.
All right, I'm going to take a bet here and say that Udyr will end the game in the next probably 5 minutes, pre-20. I imagine they can end this game if they really wanted to. Okay. The question is how long they decide to stay in this game. We've seen some kind of crazy BM come out in recent games. I remember the Pog game recently, I feel like, where they just BMing and not ending the game, but we'll have to see. I think that Udyr will play a clean game and just try to close it out, not to be too mean to RLS.
On their last.
Do that here. I don't even think they'll get to Baron, though. The thing is, the game is so doomed at this point for RLS that Baron won't be able to come up, so they're just going to have to use the Rift Herald to try to end the game, I think, if they really want to end it that quickly.
Hangu Soldiers in his own jungle. That's a sin if you're Big Twig. Big Twig is going to be punishing him for that, taking him down to almost half. Big Twig's looking to make other things happen. They're pushing up the wave. They might try to open up more of the base.
Up here, he will just get dove and die. I don't know if he's aware of this, but it's happening right now.
Ooh, Antunes, they're landing the sleep on him. No hook, good silence coming out. Pangu Soldier coming in with the ulti, but they're tanking it and they don't care. Antunes looking for an angle here. Flash from Big Twig's gonna one-shot the Ezreal. Jaxander's gonna have
There's
to
a bot wave. They might be able to just end the game here.
Bob Jones off to the side, not really gonna be able to kill the Seraphine here. It's gonna be 2 up there. Good flash hook from Antunes. Soximus gonna go down to the tower, but Seraphine's gonna go down to the champions. And this is gonna be another inhib opened up. They could look to end this game on this push. It is only a Kali for the next 4 seconds as Darius and Fiddle are coming up. Is going to get one shot, though, by the enemy team. They're both coming in, and they're coming in high. We got Pangu hitting the silence
ending
and
the game here.
They're going to be cycloning on each other, and it's not going to be enough. They're going to get one shot.
It's
by
17 minutes and 25
damage.
seconds. I think they're ending, what, 17:30 end?
Remember
Is
when
this the fastest game of FOF this season?
we just broke back-to-back records? First game of the night just broke the record for the fastest game, and then on this one for Team Udyr and RLS, they're gonna break the record again for the fastest game.
And this one
on
wasn't even an FF. The first one was
esports.
actually an FF, so they didn't even end the game on. This was fully just taking the Nexus at 17 minutes and 35 seconds. That's insanely fast.
Impressive indeed, and it's going to be a nasty damage chart. Good lord, not even close to beating anybody on Team Udyr if you're RLS. Not even Ezreal could outdamage the Blitzcrank that game.
Yeah, and with that, Udyr locks in that second seed for themselves, just under Tub, and they beat Tub in the most recent matchup. So I'm really excited to see what this top 3, top 4 hold for us, because I think all these teams have shown the potential to be competitive with one another. And even Ace coming up from the bottom, I think, really can compete with these teams.
I am quite pleased with how that game went. It's unfortunate that RLS couldn't stick out another win for them, but they played their hearts out. They played their hearts out this series. And I hope to see them again next season, honestly. Good players. Stay tuned because they're not going anywhere just yet. We're actually going to be getting an interview from a player from RLS. We're going to have some fun with them. We're going to be seeing how that goes. Stay tuned, everybody, because afterwards we have the lounge, we have the beloved lounge that you guys all know and love. We will see you guys very, very soon. You guys have a good one. Congratulations to Team Udyr for taking second in this. And RLS, we love you. You guys have a good one. Don't go anywhere. We have Chris Edgeworth with an interview in just one moment. Don't go anywhere.
I am here joined by MK Strom. It's Chris Edgeworth here for the final interview of Mythic. MK Strom, it's a joy to have you here with me. How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling phenomenal right now, other than I'm being misrepresented on the stream. But other than that, we're doing great, honestly. We've had so much fun.
Yeah, if you would, this is the last game, unfortunately, for you folks before we head off into playoffs, since you will not be making the cut for that. Talk to me a little bit, if you would, just about how you're feeling about the FOF experience.
I mean, first of all, I think this is far from the last game from the team. This is our last game this season for sure. We didn't make the playoffs. We're gonna be watching that on the edge of our seat. We got some people we got to cheer for. We got some people we're gonna cheer against. But no, I think as a team we've all grown so much this season. We've grown in attitude so much. We know that we've made mistakes in these games, and we've been able to see those. We've met some really phenomenal people who've just been willing to help us out. I think each one of us has had a really good drive to try and get better, thanks to the pressure that's really been put on us in this league. It's just been an awesome experience so far. And there's a lot of us, some of us, we don't have schedules that are going to work out, but there's all of us want to come back and do this at least once more and just see if we can maybe up our performance a little bit, be a little bit less of a pushover. But no, we had such a great time.
And for you folks joining this league for this first season, you had a rough go of it, but I love hearing that you guys have the plucky spirit, that you guys enjoyed your time here and you want to come back and prove that you're capable of more, which a lot of channel points were lost in the pursuit of this record. I will say that. So if you would, before we go, talk to me about your team, just how you're feeling about who you're playing with here and the crew you got with you.
To go through our individuals, we got Anti in the top lane. Josh, he has had the most iron will this season because he's had the most pressure put on him, no questions asked. If you guys watched our games, you've seen how much he's been focused by jungle pressure, by top lane pressure from mid lane and all that stuff. He has stayed positive through all of this, and he's been into the next game. We've had Penguin Soldier, Derek in the jungle. He has been so willing to learn this season. It's been amazing. He's been just trying to improve in every single way. Probably, I think he had the most diverse champion pool of anybody this season, of all of our players. Burbs aren't real mid lane. Dylan, this man is juggling college to try and I don't know exactly what class load he had, but he was trying so hard to find time to get better. And he's just so motivated to get better. It's been really honestly inspiring, how much time he's staying up super late. He's getting low hours. He wants to play better. Me, I'm juggling a full-time job. I'm trying to get better as well. We're all trying super hard. Jack Xander, our bot laner, or my support, he's been juggling. I think he was doing 17 credit hours or something like that last semester, and still getting in on time for these games. He missed dinner with his friends today because he wanted to be here. And then we've had the commitment from our subs to come in here whenever we need help, from Sky, Gay for Girls, and Levin, who I think his name right now is Return to Monkey? Was he? Yeah, one of those. But he played phenomenally today as well, and it's been really good to just have those people in for us. We'll see some of those faces next season. Assuming we could be here, we'll see some of them missing. We'll see maybe some new faces. I don't know. But just amazing job to everybody to show up, and we've been really focusing on improving. And I think everybody's had a really good time.
Well, it is a bittersweet farewell, but it does sound like we will be seeing more of RLS coming up as soon as we get back with the next season. MK Strom, thank you so much for joining us for this final interview. Do you have any final thoughts before we step away to the final lounge of the season?
I just want to say big thank you to all of SGR for coming in after our first game with them and talking to us for 2 hours about how to draft properly. Props to Pug for doing the exact same thing. Props to Asim for just getting on board with us and helping us with draft coaching. There's been so many people who've come together and make this team grow the way that it has, and we're really hoping that maybe we won't get past. Maybe we won't get past 6 next season, but we're really aiming for that, and that would be a huge win for us. If we get further than that, that's awesome. But improvement's the main goal. We've had a really good time, and you will probably see us next season, assuming we can get scheduling worked out.
It's escaping me right now, but there is a famous pro player that one of his Smurfs is named Loses Improve, and If anything, you guys are the epitome of that this season. You guys really have improved a lot on screen, even if the record doesn't reflect, the growth that we've seen out of your team. So I'm really excited to see RLS come back and threaten once again in the next season. So MK Strom, thank you so much for this final interview of the day.
Thank you.
And folks, don't go anywhere. We will be right back with the FOF Lounge, last one of Mythic season. So don't go anywhere.
Performs on the beat. Cosmic, 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 cosmic.